it's KJ. Confession here. I sometimes hang on to interviews because I want to release them at the perfect time. And how did I not get my interview with Amy Acker, who I love, from Angel, released before now? I don't know. When we were talking, this is when The Watchful Eye came out on Hulu. It does not sound like it's getting a second season, but the first season still worth a watch. And this interview definitely worth a listen. It's Amy Acker on the KJ Today Show. Amy, I'm so excited to be talking with you this morning. Of course, we're going to talk about The Watchful Eye because it's great to have you back on TV. I'm in Indianapolis here. My name's KJ, and I'm in the middle of an Angel rewatch right now. So I am back into Fred's life once again.
That's exciting. I love it.
You know, we do have some, obviously, when I said you were going to be on the show, we had some questions about Angel, but I was like, man, we got to talk about this The Watchful Eye first, because Amy, it's an addictive show from episode 1. Did you know that, reading the script, that it was going to be this kind of show?
I think that was what really drew me to it from the beginning. Was I only got the first episode, and I was like, I need to know what happens next. I wanted. So when I first met with the writers and producers, I was like, can you please just, even if I don't get the role, will you please just call me and tell me what happens next? And they were like, no, you have to watch. But yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun to have those things that just kind of end on a cliffhanger, and every episode it's like questions are answered, but more questions come up, and it was a really fun thing to be a part of.
Jen, who is listening, said you have to ask her because I just started watching. I'm wondering if she knows So she said, I'm wondering if Amy knows something we don't about Tori that will make us like her.
I think if you keep watching, or it's complicated, but I think you might end up finding out some things about her that make you root for her a little bit in the end.
When you're playing a character like this, and Amy, that people are immediately not going to necessarily like her so much. Are you is that difficult for you to try to build into that, knowing the character is going to go somewhere, but right now people just are going to be like, ew.
Yeah, this one was particularly like all the character in the first few episodes, everyone has an opinion of Tori, and none of them are very nice. So yeah, I think it was interesting. I mean, I feel like, for instance, on like Person of Interest, or even on Angel, when you like Illyria, like no one was too fond of her. I think there's something about just trying to make the motives of the character like that they're grounded, and she has a reason for what she's doing, and there's something that makes so it doesn't feel like she's doing things just to be mean or just to be, Tori, they kind of describe her in the show, but that she has like a real reason for everything she does, and she feels like, even if it doesn't come off well, that she's doing things that are the best thing. She feels like she's doing what's right.
Well, and you brought up the whole Fred and Illyria thing. That was immediately one of the questions. Samantha said, ask her, did Amy know when Fred turned into Illyria that she was gone forever? And were you sad about that?
So I found out earlier in the year that Josh was very mean and took me to coffee, and he said, well, Fred's going to die. And he just kind of left it hanging for a minute. I was like, oh, okay. And then he's like, but you're coming back as a blue demon goddess. I was like, oh, okay. So I found that out about 3 months before it actually happened on the show. And originally, I think we were planning to have a season 6, and Fred was going to come back. So I didn't know that it was going to be Illyria through the end.
Oh my gosh.
And so, yeah, it was, I loved that, especially like the last episode, just getting to switch back and forth when she got to come back for a minute. I was like, oh, I'm so glad that, we had a little bit more Fred.
Yeah, and I was gonna bring that up, Amy, because we've been talking about devastating moments in watching TV, and some people were talking about like, the ending of Friends when they put the keys down and when Pam said goodbye to Michael on The Office. Yeah. But for me, anytime this topic comes up, it's the second that Illyria switched back to Fred and for Wesley. Amy, I went to bed sobbing. That was a beautiful performance and heartbreaking.
Oh, thank you. I think we were all so sad that day because that was really like kind of the last day, one of the last days of shooting, and we were all in shock that it wasn't coming back, and we were like, no, we want to make more and be together. And so it was a very emotional day. I don't know if you ever heard, I guess that wasn't that day, that was earlier on and during Fred's death, not Wesley's death. Mm-hmm. Another day when we were so sad, and we all ended up, Alexis and me and Joss were like at the end of the day so exhausted, and like, we need a drink. We went to a bar, and then for the next 2 hours we all just sat there in silence and didn't talk to each other. And I guess that kind of shawarma scene in Avengers at the end of Avengers was inspired by that night.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Amy, I did not know that. And I'm a crazy Marvel fan as well. And we've actually, my friends and I dressed up as the Avengers and went and got shawarma on Halloween.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Well, see, you have no idea how much you've been influencing my life all of this time, Amy. Well, and of course, looking back, I mean, everything has happened, in a way that's, led us here into this fun new show that you are doing that, again, is just, it's one episode after another of, oh my God, I need the next episode. So congratulations to you. I wish we had a little more time together, but I love the fact that I finally got to, talk to one of my favorite female actors, and congratulations on the Watchful Eye. I love you, Amy. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us for another celebrity interview. Of course, the KJ Today Show isn't just about talking to celebs, it's about hanging out with you. Join us live on Wednesday nights for pop culture, people to know, and pets. The KJ Today Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch live Wednesday nights at 7.